So here's two trees. Both have been topped. Look like they probably got topped years ago. But side by side, both missing tops. Two different kinds of trees. They would both have very different strengths when it comes to wind and snow. But they're both missing their tops. Even though all these other trees that are much higher up in the air, much more exposed to snow and wind, none of these are missing their tops. But then you look right here, and this is an old tree break. I mean, that's probably been broke like that for, years, several seasons ago. And this whole road is like this. I'm gonna stop and document a few more, but this whole road is just decorated with tree breaks and bends and top trees. If you look, that tree kind of in the middle of the screen, that's an old biggin. It's been topped multiple times. It's got multiple tops and they've been broke over and over again. I can't zoom in with this GoPro, but this whole road, this was an area where I couldn't find any Sasquatch sign originally, and then I turned down this road and just, it was everywhere. See those two trees there, little guys, their top broke off. That one still got its top connected to it. The sun's kind of shining right in the way. But this whole road, never seen anything like it. It's covered in trees like this. See, there's a lot of these bent over trees like this, which I know bears do that when they're scratching themselves, but I don't think it was a bear that did all this. Another one all bent over. See all these over here? There's a bunch of these arches in here. These are arched and twisted up on themselves. Right here, these are actual, something actually snapped these ones off. See, right here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, something came in here and bent over and broke every one of these trees, and then it continues on. Another bent and broke. Can you drive down? See, here's a tree gone, missing its top. Up here, all of these have been broke off. Not all of them, but I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you get down here, These are all broke off, laying on here. And I mean, those aren't cut. Those are all bent and snapped. Right here, you got more trees bent over. See, I think these ones are ones that they were just bending, maybe trying to snap them, and they just were too flexible. Because, I mean, that is a, oh, not a Doug fir, but a, oh, I can't think of the name of it, but that's an evergreen tree. That's a, you know, pine needle. Those trees never grow sideways like that. Never. You will get, you know, big leafy trees that reach out and they can lean over, they can get heavy, they can grow sideways, but pine trees, fir trees, they always grow straight up like a Christmas tree. Yeah, out here in Sasquatch country, I'm finding evergreens everywhere that are completely bent sideways. Here's another tree that's just been snapped off at about 6 feet up. Oh, here's a tree break. I mean, all over, all these trees are bent, arched. And this, I mean, I was all over this mountain not finding any of this stuff. You know, it'd be one thing if it was just kind of here and there, but it's all concentrated to this one road, this one path. Like something really likes to come through here and just demolish trees. And you get here, here's more bends, more breaks, another tree that's bent and broke. Right here's a bunch of them. Bent and broke. You know, these are all tree breaks still attached. But that's no chainsaw, you know, that's definitely done by force. You know, all these were forced over by something. This pile of trees right here on the ground, I would imagine was done with a machine at some point. But it's weird that they all have their roots. So I don't know if that was DNR work or what. But here's another broke tree, a tree that's been pushed over. Then you get over in here, more and more and more. You know, here's another big old arch tree. And you look down in here, tree's been pushed over everywhere in here. You know, and these, you know, are on the edge of a cliff. They could just be natural erosion. But what I think is it's a little bit of both. I think it's natural erosion, and then whatever comes through here and does this to the trees just went ahead and pushed them over because they knew they could. They knew it'd be an easy push. I think it's done by the young ones being playful because they've seen the adult ones do it. But the adult ones do it, I believe, as some kind of boundary marker. They do it as something with purpose. And then the young ones see them do it, so the young ones emulate it. And then when this road here, it reconnects to a main road up here, it's over, done. No more top trees, no more bent arch trees. It's all concentrated to this one road. And it's just gone, done. This tree here, this is what got my attention. This evergreen tree bent into an arch. I can't even tell if it, oh, there it is, okay, right in the middle. That tree, you know, is about 4 or 5 inches wide, not huge, but I mean, it would have taken a lot of strength to do that, because you would have had to get up high on it. You would have had to get to the very top of it and then use your weight to swing it down and bend it down. I mean, I would have to do that with ropes and pulleys, but something's coming through here and doing it with ease to countless trees. See, some of these ones that are way up high right here, I mean, it's not impossible for a tree to arch like that when the leaves get real heavy, but even that makes me wonder, because leaves in trees, they want to reach upward. They don't want to aim down at the ground. So to see that just doesn't really scream nature to me, but it very well could be way up high like that. See, this tree break, the other top of it is sitting in that other tree, but that's a tiny little beanpole of a tree, and it's broke off at about 35 feet high, and that is lower than all the other trees surrounding it. That is another one that's just completely protected from wind and snow and everything, and yet it snapped off somehow. About this. So this is about a mile from where we were just at, and I just wanted to make a note on how this is the same mixture of trees, and none of these are bent over, none of these are topped, and we're higher now. We're way more exposed to the wind right here, way more exposed. So if wind and snow was doing that to those trees, there would at least be some like that here. And there's not. I mean, there's one broken branch right here, which that's a little branch, a little bigger than my thumb. Nothing like what was over there, where whole entire center logs were being snapped off everywhere. There's not a single evergreen tree over here that's broke, because as I've said over and over again, wind and snow will not break trees like this. They're completely and totally evolved to handle that kind of abuse. They're real flexible, really strong. And none of these resemble that other road. And that's probably not even a mile from here. Probably about a half a mile from here. And see, that's the thing, like, people will argue and say, oh, you know, those trees can be broke from all kinds of things. The only thing they can be broke from is someone or something breaking them. You know, if it's not Bigfoot, Sasquatch, or a Yeti, I mean, what is it? What is climbing up these trees and breaking them? And why is it always concentrated into certain areas? And why do those certain areas always coincide with mass Sasquatch sightings? You cannot find this kind of stuff if you're not in an area that has Sasquatch. It just doesn't exist. I'm all over the woods all the time, and I do not see Sasquatch sign or anything that resembles Sasquatch sign unless you're in an area that's known for them. And then coincidentally there's Sasquatch sign everywhere. You know, this is mostly for the naysayers that want to roll their eyes at this stuff. I just ask you, okay, what's doing it then? How is it happening? How are they breaking? How are they being created? If it's not from Sasquatch, what is doing it? Because it's not Mother Nature. So this road's kind of interesting. I just walked up it. So all along the road is sticks laid across it, trees pushed over across it, and none of them have any chainsaw marks or anything like that. Every one of them is pushed or pulled, especially at the very beginning. There was a bunch of them that were pushed over trees, like uprooted. I mean, there isn't a lot of breaks and stuff, like not a lot of Sasquatch sign, but something has put trees all in this road, little branches, little twigs. And I'm looking off into the trees, you know, and there isn't like fallen over trees everywhere. They're all fallen over in a way to which they obscure this road. And like I said, none of them have been cut. You know, if the property owner came in here and wanted to block his own road, he would have used a chainsaw. He would have cut. But all of these are broke or uprooted. You know, here's another bent tree. Dug fir, bent over. Not anything super big and impressive. But clearly something doesn't like people coming up this road, especially down here at the very beginning where it connects to the other road. And see, none of these trees down there, no saw marks, no anything. They're all like this one right here. It broke off, either broke off or uprooted, and they all conveniently landed right in the path of the road. Just kind of strange. Another thing that I doubt is the result of natural occurrences. I mean, maybe one or two, but the fact that every single downed tree within proximity of this road happened to end up right in the middle of the road, that's definitely a little suspicious. Wouldn't take me but 30 minutes to come through with a chainsaw and clear it. So that is something that I would guess was done by a juvenile. A big adult male, they would have been probably putting monster logs down in front of this road. But then you get out here on the main road and you're just not seeing much sign at all.